Hey, what's up YouTube? I'm back here with another video. Today, I'm going to be doing almost a completely new video idea. If you want me to make a series of these, I will gladly just like the video if you want me to, or comment down below more video ideas, because I will try to do any of the video ideas that you guys have if I can. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. So today, I'm going to be doing definitely a very different video. I'm going to be doing a tips on when you visit like Cedar Point. So some tips on like what to do when you're there and really how to visit America's roller coaster. Well, one thing that you will be experiencing at Cedar Point will be long lines. Almost any day you go, you can't avoid them in the summer. But of course, I can't really tell you to go buy Fastlane Plus because that will most likely solve almost all your problems. That'll get you on all the big rides within a reasonable amount of time. Even on packed days, those lines would be decent, but still, it'll almost probably cut your wait time in half almost every single time, but most of the time, it cuts it practically to nothing. Just depends what day you go and how packed it is that day. But first of all, what you really want to do is you want to wait for the rides at the front of the park. Because the rides at the front of the park will tend to get longer lines just because they're at the front and they're the first thing guests see when they enter the park. So like Gatekeeper and Raptor, those lines will normally be very long at the beginning of the day. Not always, like I'm saying. Most of the time, though, those are the longest lines. And plus all the big rides, like Steel Vengeance, Millennium, Top Thrill, and all that. Those lines will get long, but if you can get there quick enough, you can get one or two rides without those lines being really long. So like Valraven, all the new rides, those rides tend to get very long lines at the beginning of the day, and sometimes those don't dwindle off throughout the whole day. But like I said, sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. But normally the beginning of the day will be the longest lines for all the rides at the front of the park. But this will be a great time to go ride like Magnum, not Gatekeeper, but like Gemini and all those decent rides that will always have a decent wait time, but you just ride them while you can to get off some time for those other big rides for their wait times to go down. And also what you can also experience at Cedar Point is food lines. Even though I cannot give you tips about food lines, try to not go when there is big rushes at certain times, like at lunch and dinner and that. Those times normally have the biggest lines. So if you could try to avoid that, you might have a very short line or a very long line, depending on the day. And also, when you're leaving the park during the nighttime, I would severely recommend you not leave right at close. Because when I say Cedar Point can have some of the worst traffic of any amusement park I've ever been to, I mean it. This park will get 2-hour lines to even get out of the causeway, what is the entrance, on big nights. It took us over 2 hours to get out of the parking lot one night. Never again. And we got out right at close. But with this only having 2 exits, they're pretty limited because they're on a peninsula. You really can't do anything about that. But you can definitely try to avoid that by leaving even 15-30 minutes earlier. And also, a big part of having a good visit to Cedar Point is when you visit the park. When you visit Cedar Point, a lot of the big crowds will be in the midsummer time, so like June, July, and August. And for Halloween weekends at the end of the year, where they're open on weekends only, these events are very, very packed most of the time. But this year they actually added Thursdays. I would definitely recommend Thursdays because trust me, those days were probably the best days to go all season. Not very many people there, and probably the best times I had. Even though you might not be able to stay for a bunch of time, it's still probably one of the best experiences because there's very low lines, and you can get almost everything on a Thursday night if they have it this year. But I'm not saying this is every Thursday, though, because I know some Thursdays that still had very long lines. But these are the ways to avoid all the lines at Cedar Point. There's also other ways around Cedar Point, like navigating the park. The way that I like navigating the park, even on a normal day, is I like to normally make a loop of the park. If you go down the main midway, you'll see eventually that you'll get to the end of main midway and it'll break off to 2 points. One to the right where you'll see Corkscrew, and one to the left where you'll see Rougarou Millennium. Those are a massive loop. So if you go one way, if you keep walking straight, you will eventually come around. So you'll be able to hit all the rides practically in the park other than the ones in the front. There's almost another loop in the front of the park, what I would also talk about here in a minute. That loop will take you around to Maverick, Steel Vengeance, Millennium, Rougarou, Corkscrew, Magnum, and Gemini. A lot of the big rides are in that loop. But you also have the Boardwalk Midway, or whatever they call it, whatever, Wicked Twister, I don't know what they call it anymore. But over there, you will have Gatekeeper and Wicked Twister. Used to be Wicked Twister, not there anymore, RIP. But over there, you practically just got Gatekeeper now, but you still got a few flash rides, and as long as they don't get moved. Plus, you got Planet Snoopy and Kitty Kingdom, what is a very, very old kiddie area. What's a little bit downgraded from both the Planet Snoopy areas. And then you got the other midway that is home to Blue Streak and Valraven, with Raptor over that area, but the station is not very close to that area. But over there, normally... Okay, sorry I had to restart this, but my mic cut out. But so I was talking about over by Blue Streak. Blue Streak normally never has a long line, as if you visit Cedar Point, even once or twice, you should know this. It's not a very good coaster, but a very underrated one nonetheless. I cannot say the other hand for Valraven, though. Valraven always has a long line. It's very good of a crowd pleaser. I'm not a big fan of it, but everybody loves it, except for me, apparently, and almost any other coaster enthusiast. I think it does get a little bit more hate than it deserves, but still. But without all the rides, practically, let's talk about really how to have the best day at Cedar Point. The best day at Cedar Point is any day where you don't have people. So the day of the week and the time, like I've already said, is definitely the best days. But other than those things, these are really the only things you should really know to have a really good day at Cedar Point in terms of ride times and queue times. I might actually make a part 2 talking more about other things. If like the video and comment down below if you'd like to see that. So I'd happily do that if you guys would want to. That'd actually be a really cool idea, and I think you guys would really enjoy that. So I think that'll bring a wrap to this video. If you like the video, please like this video. And if you want more content like this, please subscribe to the channel and turn post notifications all on and press all and subscribe to the channel. And share this with all your friends. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace.